Hi, this is Gloria Coppola from Massage Pro C.E, a continuing education provider, and I'm here today at Oakworks, getting ready to do a demonstration, one of the techniques that we do in Lomi. I'm going to give you a little sampling of Opu Huli, the abdominal work. I'm also working on the ProLux convertible table, which gets to adjust, and I highly suggest that every therapist start saving their tips and invest in this so that you have a longer life in your career and use your body mechanics better. It saved mine. I had one from the very beginning of my career, and I really believe that's why I don't have problems after 25 years. Okay, so I'm going to just bring down this nice, beautiful pareo that I drape my clients with to give them a little essence of Hawaii. I also gift it with them. If you've been watching my previous videos, it's kind of like your business card. Now, often I find that massage therapists don't do the abdominal region. In Lomi and in many other ancient modalities, it's considered one of the most important places to work. So I want you to really be honest and ask yourself, why aren't you working the center of Ola, life force, the Tandien, the Hara, the Chi, where all life began? Why aren't you working the area that has most of the majority of your major organs? I've also heard massage therapists say, massage detoxes the body. Well, massage is not what detoxes the body. This region is what detoxes the body. So as you're doing your massage techniques and you're moving through some of the lactic acid and other deposits that may be harboring in their system, where are you leaving it? Because if you're not doing this region, you're leaving it in these other dumping stations. So it's very important because we've got your lymph nodes, we've got cisterna, we've got your whole colon here where everything actually detoxes. Also, if your clients have back problems, this is a region that you need to work, the antagonistic muscles. Very, very important to create balance. So for those of you that think Lomi is just soft, loving, and fluff, I have to tell you something. It's very therapeutic. So we always include the abdominal region. We're going to take our drape here, and we're going to fold. I have a pillowcase today. You can use a pillowcase or a towel or whatever you like. Sometimes I use half sarongs. We're going to bring it across the breast region. I'm going to take the other sheet underneath, hold that there, and remove that. Bring the sheet down. Tuck it if the client feels better about it being tucked. You could even bring the pillowcase underneath the arms so that it feels more secure. Now we have this region exposed. Because it's a very vulnerable space, we really want to honor and respect it. So don't just slap your hands down on the abdominal region. And if your clients never had the abs done, it's really important for you to learn how to educate them. Now, besides back pain, besides postural distortions, besides detoxing the body, what else do we have in here? Think about that. Think about all the organs, your liver, your gallbladder, your spleen, your stomach, your diaphragm. So if your client has maybe trouble with breathing, it might open that space up. If they're constipated, if they have problems even in the lower region right above their hips, where your psoas comes through. So see, Lomi practitioners need to know our anatomy too. Okay, I'm watching her breath. This is her Ola, her life force center. I'm going to say another Pule because Lomi always begins with Pule, which is prayer. And I'm going to bring my hand through her etheric body down into her life force center, her Ola. And I'm watching her breath so that her breath lifts and touches my hand, but I don't push down on her. And I'm just gently going to place my hand here. Also in the second chakra region, for those of you that study chakras, we call them picos, openings. And I'm just going to follow her breath in, nice and gentle on her exhale. In Lomi, if you haven't seen the other videos that we've done here today at Oakworks, we talk about calling in our ancestors as guides, the ones who have the wisdom and the knowledge. We also listen to the wisdom and the knowledge of the client's body and where it's ready to receive the work. We never push beyond boundaries, and we always work within their level of tolerance. I'm now going to bring my hand up to the pico right here. Some of us call that the solar plexus. I'm right over the diaphragm, just below the xiphoid process. And as she exhales, I'm going to compress gently down towards the table and then glide down and stretch this region open. Are you okay with the pressure I'm using? Okay. And I'm going to do that 3 times. I'm going to just take my oil and go in a clockwise position and just kind of palpate and feel the quality of the tissue, the organs, the colon. Remember those raking moves you learned in massage school that feel really good? When you come under from the back and pull through, how's that feel? Really She's good. Smiling, she likes that one. We're also getting your abdominal muscles in here too. And we do that on both sides. I'm demonstrating on one side so that you can see today what we're doing. So I've got a nice firm pressure, would you say? Yeah. Get through the serratus, through those intercostals. Now, if somebody's dealing with constipation, well, of course we want to clear out the descending colon first before we work ascending and transverse. I'm going to come up underneath the rib cage. I want to feel for the quality of what is happening in here in this region with these organs, just by gliding gently. Then I'm going to take the pads of my thumb. I'm going to ask my client to take a nice deep breath in. And on the exhale, I'm going to sink in and lift that pad under the rib if it receives me and allows me in there. And hold it in spaces where it might feel like it's congested. Ask them to breathe again. And wait for the release. We also have a very thick fascial band in this region that holds your organs. You ever see those clients that have shoulders up to here? Maybe you're one of them. Well, think about how we stand, how we sit, how our body mechanics are most of the day, where we're crunched or leaning forward. And if this gets so tight, it pulls everything together. I actually saw a beautiful demonstration in a visceral class many years ago, where by doing this simple technique, the shoulders dropped, relaxed, and released. So I'm going to do this several times, each time seeing if I can get in a little deeper, not pushing with the tip of my thumb, taking the pad of my thumb and gliding under. You okay with the pressure? You might start hearing some gastric juices to flow, opening up these gateways. She's responding very well. You could take the side of your hand where your pinky is, and again on the exhale, sink in and come down slightly on an angle, really engaging with that tissue. So these are just some of the few techniques that we do in the abdominal region. To get things moving, cleared out, and to help facilitate the detoxification process, but also to bring anterior and posterior into balance. If I find any regions in here that my client tells me feels like a trigger point, well then I hold it until it releases, just like you would in trigger point therapy. Next, I'm going to take the side of my hand again, right at the ASIS, sink in, and now lift that tissue upward on an angle. How's that feel? You okay? Let me go lighter. So check with your client, just like I'm doing, to make sure you're not using too much pressure. I'm going to come in right up against the side of the descending colon and stretch. Sink in as far as they're going to let you go in. How's that? Yeah. Now normally I'd go on the other side, but so that you can see, I'm going to take the flats of my thumb. I'm going to come right on the colon, which is about an inch or so out from the navel. I'm going to compress and pump and glide all at once. Now my client has a little bit of a scar here, so I can feel under here scar tissue. And so if I needed, I can do some fascial work directly on there. Is that okay? And just take your time and wait for that to open and release. And if you need to spend more time, then you do so. After you finish one side, you repeat it, come up on this side, do the same thing, rake through, come underneath this rib, first just glide through, then work with your breath, go a little slower. Clear through the sides, and then you can work your whole colon. Pump and glide. And you can feel while you're doing this where they're holding within their colon. You might have to go lighter. Is it tender?
It's okay.
It's okay? You might have to hold it a little bit. Sometimes I'll come in and even do some vibration if that's what the body is calling for, to open up some of the fecal matter in there that could be stuck. When I'm all done doing more specific work, I'm going to come back. I'm going to lightly, lightly, lightly finish up with him. And so what I showed you is just a few of the techniques that we do in the abdominal cavity to bring balance and to help facilitate the detoxification process. I always finish by just placing my hands like so, giving gratitude for allowing me to work in this region because it is vulnerable. And coming off slowly again with their breath. So as she begins to inhale and her breath rises her abdomen, I allow for her to gently push me off. I'm going to take my sheet and re-drape my client. And if I have a hot stone, one of those nice big mother stones, I might just place it here, especially if my client is going through her menstrual cycle. Sometimes it feels very comforting to have a nice warm stone in this region. So that's a little bit of Opuhuli, or abdominal cavity work, that you can try on your clients. If you have any questions and you're not sure about doing this work, you can email me at massageproce@gmail.com. And if you're interested in Lomi trainings, you can check out my website, massageproce.com. Now I can bring my table down, since it's a little bit high, because I'm using this wonderful convertible table here at Oakworks. And when I leave the room, my client can get up and off the table easily. Thank you for joining us today at Oakworks.